the Morton.
Merry Christmas from the Morton.
The chill is in the air, excitement all around. The tree is trimmed with lights and bells, festivities abound. The holidays
are here, the holidays are here.
Will be coming from far and near.
It's Christmas again at the Morton. There's no other place I'd rather be to spend my holidays. Maybe this year I'll get a raise in the finest inn outside of NYC. It's Christmas again at the Morton. We hope your stay is pleasant and sincere. The rooms are clean, the food is great. We hope that guests appreciate that Christmas is finally here. Christmas again at the Morton. Time to polish the silver and gold.
How's the frosting? Let me tell.
There now, the satin sheets up there.
Someone close the door before I catch a cold.
It's Christmas again at the Morton. We hope your stay is pleasant and sincere. The rooms are clean, the food is great. We hope the guests appreciate that Christmas.
But sir, it's always...
Do it!
Yes, sir! Oh, on the first day of Christmas, my true love came to me. And why next time they cancel Christmas?
Clean up, food is great. We hope our guests appreciate. So grab a fork and get a plate. We'll help us share and celebrate that Christmas is finally here. That Christmas is finally here. Merry Christmas from the Morton.
Going to be a grand Christmas. There will be many guests who will be joining us for the festivities. Miss Lawson, have all the rooms been clean, beds made, and chocolates on each pillow?
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. DeGaulle, have all the items been acquired for the feast?
Oui, monsieur.
Mrs. Small, have extra maids been hired for each shift?
Oh, yes, sir. You know, we've completely
The train is
decorated
here. The train is here.
Places, everyone! Let's make this the grandest Christmas ever! And remember, smiles, everyone.
I hate sleeping on trains. I never really sleep.
What are you talking about, sleep? You was in the dining car all night chatting up with that vanilla.
Not the greatest hotel in the world.
As long as they have real beds, that's all I look for.
All you do is complain.
You should be grateful you have a job.
Yeah, stop your complaining. You're starting to sound like the princess. There's only room for one member of the royal family in this troop.
Now, my dear, I'm sure everything is going to be all right.
That is the worst train ride I've ever experienced.
Royalty has arrived.
Look at my dress. It's so wrinkled. Oh, my hair looks simply dreadful. I must freshen up now. Now!
This way, miss.
Perhaps you should freshen up as well.
Oh, gee, thanks for the invitation. I think I'll join you.
Every princess must have her court.
Ah, what a beautiful hotel. Just as I remember it. Andrew,
Yes, sir.
did you pay the lunch run?
Yes.
Good. Please see to our accommodations, would you?
Sir.
Well, everything looks the same. Seems a bit more crowded than usual, don't you think?
Yeah, do you think everybody's here for the Christmas musical?
I seriously doubt it. No, there must be something else in the works. But my friend, the decorations sure are something.
Where's Andrew?
Look at all the local yokels.
Where's Andrew?
He's taking care of our reservations. You know, parting the Red Sea, organizing our luggage. You know, all the usual things he does.
Andrew?
Just a second. Mr. Van Sicklen, I think we have a problem.
Are our rooms ready yet?
I don't know, but I'm going to need to lie down.
Here, Claire, you have a seat, and I'll go check on our room. Thank you. Okay.
Andrew, I don't think you understand. I have to go now.
Look at the tree! Look at the tree!
Oh, excuse me, young man. Where are your manners? And where are your parents?
Sorry, ma'am.
You're sorry? A hotel lobby's no place for a child to run around. Haven't you taught him any manners?
Well, he's not mine. Just a temporary assignment. I'll get him to his mother.
Obviously, he doesn't know who we are.
Send a telegram to Rosenblum at C&M Studios. Ask him when he'd like to see his new star. And be sure to...
Is there anything else?
Yes, please check on our bags while I check on our rooms.
Yes, sir.
But first things first.
Hail Caesar.
Rosalind, may I have a word with you, please? How is it you can look so beautiful after a long and dusty train ride?
Oh, Jules.
Just checking to make sure my starlet's happy.
Oh, I am, and we'll be even more so once we get settled in our rooms. But Jules, how many more little towns are we going to have to play in before we can...
Patience, my dear. One never knows what one might find under the Christmas tree this year.
Do you really think so?
Yes, we'll discuss it later this evening. But first, let me check on our rooms.
Thanks so much, Andrew. I hope he wasn't any trouble.
Oh, no. No trouble at all.
No, he wasn't any trouble. He just almost knocked over one of the prettiest women in the world.
You know, there's more important things in the world than just a pretty woman.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, sometimes you have to stop and enjoy God's creation.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but I'm afraid we have an unfortunate situation here. However, I'm certain we can bring this to an acceptable resolution. If you'll excuse me for just one moment.
I'm sure you've had problems like this before. But I'm sure if you'll check, you'll see that you made a mistake.
There is no need to be condescending. The Murraysville Christian Choir is a 100-year-old musical institution, and we are scheduled to stay here and to perform our annual Christmas concert of inspired and sacred music.
And this will be the 20th year.
100-year-old institution. I hope they don't think we're that old.
Can you be serious for once in your life? You know, we put on this program every year to pay for our choir robes and that collection of rusty pipes we call an organ. And this year we need the money more than ever.
I can't believe this. We come to the boonies to sing for these country bumpkins for this big Christmas bash, and they don't even know who we are.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. And remember, every audience is just as important, no matter how small or where it's located.
Well, it is a quaint place. So charming.
Mr. Winchester, that name has such a ring to it.
Thanks, dear.
Perhaps you could help us with our little situation here.
I would love to assist you. However, it will take more than George the First and George the Second to bring resolution to this matter. Mr. Morton is the man you would need to see. However, may I offer you some delightful truffles or gingerbread cookies?
No, thank you.
Mr. Van Sicklen, Mr. Valentino, Mr. Philip R. Morton III would like you to meet him in his office in 10 minutes. Mr. Winchester will show you the way.
I think we should go through the room assignments while they're trying to figure this out.
I don't understand. We've always had top billing at all our performances.
That is correct.
I don't think this stage, or this town for that matter, is big enough for the both of us.
That's right. We're the Valentino players. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Christmas musical, not a Broadway show.
Going to Bible something.
That's right.
Holy roller!
You have
Have the rest of your keys and room assignments here. If you please make your way to the desk, I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you.
I don't want to stay in this house.
It's Christmas again at the Morton. There's a wonderful time in store.
That beauty for
It's Christmas again at the Morton. We hope our stay is pleasant and sincere. The rooms are clean, the food is great. The time has come to celebrate that Christmas is finally here.
The gentlemen are here to see you, sir.
How could this happen?
Your grandfather has a long-standing contract with the Maryville Christian Choir. If you look in your files, you will find that contract. The Christmas extravaganza is a long-time tradition that the people here look forward to with great anticipation.
That sentimental old man still speaks. I know the concert is a tradition, but this is the 1930s, and we need to get current with the times. We need something fresh, something with a little life, not a musty old choir. They're probably planning to sing the same songs they did when I was a kid. People don't want to hear out-of-date tunes like Hark, the Silent Night. If they want to be depressed, they can open up a newspaper. People need entertainment to get their minds off their troubles. That's why I hired the Valentino players.
However noble your efforts, sir, the other contract is valid.
I can't believe this. This is not what I had planned for my Christmas. I thought this would be just what I needed to prove that I can continue the great Morton legacy, as well as my grandfather, but with a modern look and a little jazz. Now it seems like I have yet another situation on my hands.
Sir, I'm sure that you will come up with a solution, but the gentlemen are waiting.
Yes, send them in.
Mr. Morton, we'll see you now.
Season's greetings, Philip. It's good to see you. Happy days are here again. Let me tell you, we have got a wonderful show for you. And our newest starlet, Rosalind, my star, she's a knockout. And the choreography that we're using this year...
Is there anything else, sir?
No, thank you, Sidney.
Philip, so good to see you again, Philip. We were all so saddened to hear of your loss. Your grandfather, he was a great man, and I'm sure that he would want you to continue the traditions into which he has entrusted you.
Gentlemen, please be seated. We need to discuss the matters at hand. It has recently become apparent that my secretary, has overlooked the fact that for our annual Christmas show, both of your groups have been booked.
Preposterous!
Absurd!
And how? So, to remedy this situation, you can stay tonight, it's getting quite late.
Yes, and to show that there are no hard feelings, I shall even write a check for your collection plate.
Gentlemen, while I appreciate your overwhelming generosity, might I remind you that I have a contract. The undersigned agree that every year on Christmas Eve we shall honor this request to serve these patrons as our guest. The fine Murraysville Christian Choir is certain to awe and inspire with these sacred songs of cheer which shall be sung year after year. It's a contract to be honored faithfully, and this contract will not be broken readily. See this contract, it's been upheld for 20 years. It's my contract, our grandfather would want revered.
Bravo, bravo, such an impassioned plea. Philip, perhaps we could let them sing it at the beginning of the show, or perhaps intermission.
Well, I suppose I could.
We have come prepared to do our annual Christmas concert, and our annual Christmas concert we shall do. Shall I continue? In exchange for this event, I'll donate sans acknowledgement all the profits that are gained to help the church grow and sustain. And even after I have passed, I hope this contract still will last. For the better or the worse, sign Philip R. Morton the First.
Oh, enough for the bumping of the gums already. I too have a contract signed by this man here, and we too have a show we fully intend to do. Shall I continue? The undersigned agree that Christmas 1933 I have hired by my own hands a finest troupe in all the land. On Christmas Eve there will appear for audience from far and near with their show extraordinaire, which proved to be a grand affair. It's a contract to be honored faithfully, and this contract will not be broken readily. See this contract, it's been signed by his own name. It's my contract, now two can play your little game.
Game? This is no game, Mr. Valentino. My contract is empowered by 20 years of tradition.
Empowered? I'll show you empowered.
Men, please understand that this is not what I had planned. Please forgive my oversight. I'll turn this wrong into a right. Perhaps as an alternative, there's something less competitive, tentative, negative, affirmative, definitive, conservative, provocative, informative, argumentative, prohibitive, combative, primitive.
I have a contract that's been signed. I have a contract that's been signed. I have a contract that's been signed. You know that contracts that are signed. You know that contracts that are signed.
I guess I have no choice. If I am contractually obligated to pay both of you, you both will perform together. What? The fact is we have two groups contracted, but only one show on Christmas Eve. So you're gonna have to work together. Rehearsal is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'll decide what we will do. Good day.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me. Hey! Hey! Bellboy! Excuse me! Hey! Hey! Oh, hold the elevator, hold the elevator.
Did you see that? Boy, that's going to be one cozy elevator ride. You know, I think I'll take the stairs and save my toes.
I think I'll take my chances on the stairs, too.
Oh, here, let me get that.
I want to press a button! No, come on. What is it? I'm trying to take the stairs. Come on.
Cute kid.
Can I help you get your bags to your room?
I don't know, are you going to steal my luggage like you're trying to steal my show?
I'm sure that was just a misunderstanding, but my offer still stands.
No, thank you.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. Look, let me help you get your bags to
No,
your
that's
room.
okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's just been a really long and frustrating day, and things aren't turning out at all like I'd planned.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Where have you been? I thought you'd be unpacked already. What's the holdup?
Thank you.
I saw your grand elevator entrance. Oh, is that what is slowing you down? Your toe?
Well, I can always count on you to look out for my well-being.
What are friends for?
Come on, let's go get settled.
After you.
Could this day get any worse?
What happened, dear?
Well, first, the bellman insisted on helping everyone else except me, so I had to carry my bags myself. Then I dropped a bag on some choir boy's foot.
Oh, I'm sure he knew it was just an accident.
Oh, wait, then it gets better. Then I ran over him with my luggage, and to top it all off, he insisted on helping me with my bags. Well, I hope Jules is able to straighten things out. At this point in my life, I can't afford any setbacks. But I do know that Jules is working on some other opportunities that might be just what my career needs. In fact, he promised there'd be something special under the tree for me. What do you think it could be? A new song, a new part, a new show? London, Paris, Broadway! Oh, Claire, then it won't matter what I was, where I'm from, or what I can't.
Rosin, come here.
Then everyone will love me. But Claire, you can't say anything to anyone. It will be our secret.
You know I'll keep your secret. Oh, I just pray you find the love and acceptance that you're looking for. And remember, success often comes with a price. Be careful what pipers you pay.
Well, buddy, how about getting something to eat?
No, thanks. I'll grab a bite later. Here. Oh. Boy, I have a lot of work to do. Still have to go over the trip budget, enter the expenditures, and go over the music for tomorrow's rehearsal.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked. Say, aren't these the holidays? You know, time for some fun and fa-la-la-la-la. So, when do you get to do something for yourself?
Well, That's when I get to write the letter to my mother explaining why Gretchen isn't the girl for me.
What? What happened?
Oh yeah, I called Gretchen when we were at the train station.
But I thought both families had you two married sometime next year.
They did. They really did. You know, we've known each other since we were kids. The older I get, the more I realize that love is just a waste of time.
Tough decision.
Well, it's in the past. Besides, I have more important things on my mind. I have to answer to the church board for the trip budget, to Van Sickling for keeping everyone organized and where they're supposed to be. And then there's that proposal from my father to work in the family business.
You know, Andrew, you're my best friend, but I've got to ask. When you've finished with everyone else's requirements and you've accomplished all of your tasks, what's the end result? Who are you trying to please?
Well, I just want to be the best I can. I don't want to disappoint anybody. The best way I know to do that is, well, look, it's like this ledger book. It's got credits and debits, and it requires audits and controls. And, well, I've made my deposits. When I get to the end of my sheet, I don't want to be in the red.
Well, you know, buddy, sometimes life has a funny little way of turning the ledger upside down.
Bennett! You'd think I would have learned a few lessons by now about how life just doesn't make sense, that changes will occur and curveballs will be thrown, and I don't have to be so tense. But this is who I am. I like the way I am. I'm happy with the way things are, more or less. But just when I think I've got it all figured out, I turn and find my life's a mess. So I start to dream a dangerous dream when I'm feeling sad and lonely. But dare I even speak this dream that starts with if and ends with only? If only. If only I could write a letter and not worry how it should be signed. If only I could stand up straight and tall and say what's really on my mind. If only I could fly to the highest peak and not care if I'd ever be found. Though my heart would say yes, my head would say no, and I'd have to keep my feet on the ground. If only I could know with all my heart just what I was meant to do. If only something better would come along, then I dream of you.
Just think, Claire, this could be it. I'm going to be famous and have it all. Everything I want, everything I need. If
I would dream that my life could make a difference. If only, 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 if only I could write a letter and not worry how it should be signed. If only I could stand up straight and tall and say what's really on my mind. If only I could fly to the highest peak and not care if I'd ever be found. Though my heart would say yes, my head would say no, and I'd have to keep my feet on the ground. If only I could know with all my heart just what I was meant to do. If only something better would come along, then I dream of
Exactly. No dogs allowed.
I can't believe they expect us to perform with amateurs.
Typical Jules. Late again, just like most of our paychecks.
I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation for why he's late.
And I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation of why these hymn builders are here to do our show with us.
Yeah, who would pay money to hear a church group sing?
Oh, exactly. You know, I can see it in lights at the Ziegfeld now.
The Murrysville Christian Choir presents Rosalind.
I had a dream that I woke up in this small town and this was the only place I could sing.
Well, honey, welcome to your nightmare.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Well, you know, it might be interesting.
And you might be out of your mind.
I bet big stars like Annabella Dare never had to deal with situations like this.
You know, I heard that she used to actually stay at this very inn.
No, I heard she used to sing here every year.
Well, I wouldn't put up with this off-the-cuff place if I were Annabella Dare.
Well, lucky for us, you're the non-legendary Rosalind Kelly instead. I wish I were like Annabella Dare. So beautiful, so graceful, so talented.
So famous.
Well, someday I will be as famous as Annabella Dare. You'll see. Naming lights all over the town. Every night I wear a different gown. Raise a glass and toast to me, 'cause I am world renowned.
Like Annabella Dare.
All my coats are lined with fur. My jewels are gifts from a certain monsieur. I travel in the finest cars and with my own chauffeur. And the people cry, ooh, every time that I
and especially our fellow woman. And show them the love and charity of the season.
Next he'll be pulling out the mistletoe.
That reminds me.
What are we going to do? It's going to be difficult, I'll grant you, but as good as we are and as much as we've been through, I'm sure we'll figure out a way to work them into a few numbers. Besides, we have an incredible show, and we will not allow it to be taken from us. Come on, girls.
This is just awful, Andrew. I don't think they can sing a hymn, a carol, any sacred music.
Now, folks, don't worry, okay? It'll be like when a new member joins the choir. It takes them a while to get settled in. Let's not forget that we have a job to do here. Why, it's our duty to uphold the tradition and integrity of this musical program. And when they're submerged in the essence of the classics and the richness of Christmas hymns, why, they'll willingly embrace the magic.
That's what I say. Let's embrace.
We can do this. Just think back to the days before your heart was sanctified, when all your thoughts were lowly and you spit and swore and lied. Well, I, for one, was like that, just like every one of you, till that moment when he made me sing a song brand new. Hallelujah, and joy to the world. Let the angels rejoice. Go and shout it from the mountaintops that another sinner's found his voice. Let me hear somebody testify.
When I was 8 years old, my mother marched me down the aisle. With all those eyes upon me, it seemed like it was a mile. But once we reached the altar, all my nerves turned into glee. That's when Jesus came into my heart and set my singing free.
Hallelujah, and joy in the world. Let the angels rejoice. Go and shout it from the mountaintops that another sinner's found her voice.
May not be the perfect situation, but in the end I think we'd all concur that when a child of God comes to salvation, it's the sweetest music in the whole wide world.
The first time I walked into church, my knees began to quiver. My mouth went dry, my hands went numb. I chattered and I shivered. But then I heard that still small voice that drugged me from the mire. It said, "My son, you've been redeemed. Now join that heavenly choir."
Hallelujah, and joy in the world. Let the angels rejoice. Go and shout it from the mountaintops that another sinner's found his voice. Hallelujah, and joy in the world. Let the angels rejoice.
I know the Christmas story. Thank you. A very long time ago, around 1921, there was a man and a woman named Joseph and Mary Carpenter who wanted to go from Nazareth to Bethlehem, PA. Now Mary was in a motherly way, so they decided to take the train instead of the car. Everyone on the train that night had to pay a special tax because the train and the tracks were so old. Now Joseph and Mary arrived very late. The train broke down, and there was no room for them at the hotel. Their only space left was in a garage out back. And wouldn't you know it, while Mary was out there, she had a baby boy. Now in Bethlehem, there were 3 brothers who played in the band. There was Will, Herschel, and Michael. They were known as the 3 wise men. Will played accordion. Herschel played bass. And Michael was a great horn player. Now the band did not have a vocalist, but they heard there was this great star staying in the room above the garage. So they went to see the star. When they arrived, they found the star singing to the baby. They were so excited that they unpacked their instruments and they began to play. The star sang, the band played. People from all over the town came to see what was going on. And by the end of the evening, the star signed a contract with the band, right here on this very spot. The band was so thankful to Joseph and Mary for letting them play in the garage that they gave the baby a gold watch, some francs, and a fur. Oh, and as they were leaving, an Indian came up to them and said, "How? You are goodwill, and peace to all you Wisermans on earth."
Interesting translation. You may want to check your references, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get started in just a few minutes.
I don't want to do this show.
I want some dough, give me some dough. I need some dough, give me some dough.
I want the lights, I want the glim, give me the glitz, give me the glim. I want the lights, I want the glim, give me the glitz, give me the glim. I want the lights, give me the glitz, give me the glitz, give me the glim. I want the lights, I want the glitz, give me the glitz, give me the glim. Give me Christmas, give me Christmas.
4 days of fighting and bickering and dealing with prima donnas. Compared to this fiasco, the Hatfields and McCoys were kissing cousins. Just look at these little helpful hints that arrive on my desk almost hourly. Songs are too stoic. What about a nice little tap number? Those skirts are a bit short. People need to enunciate. They didn't even spell that one right. I get notes about diction, rhythm, pitch, tempo, song selection. We only have 4 more days until the show. What am I going to do? Look, here's yet another suggestion.
You seem upset, sir.
Very observant, Sydney. Is it the buckshot or the pitchfork in my back that gave it away?
Seriously, sir. I know you will come up with a solution. You may have the answer already, sir.
I can't believe this. This is not what I had planned for my Christmas. It's like it's the old deal with the new establishment.
Sir, I know you will come up with a solution. Just remember what your grandfather used to say. You will find the answer if you take a closer look at what's really in front of you. Good day, sir.
If only I could prove that I can be even half the man you were. If only something better would come along, then they'd see, you'd see, I'd see. Sydney!
Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it? Let's close our eyes.
This way, ladies.
Our own paradise.
Oh no, this table will not do.
Let's try to make a good one.
Really, Rosalind, this table is just fine.
Please follow me.
Aren't you glad this table was available?
Really, dear, the other table was just fine. Sometimes I think you take the center stage thing a bit too far.
Honestly, Claire, I'm surprised they didn't have this table reserved for me already in the first place. As I was saying, I'll tell you what I think of this little Christmas pageant. Incompetent, unprofessional, roughshod, mismanaged, small-town shenanigans. I can't take it anymore. I've had enough.
Well, you know, we all have our limitations. And it's only 4 more days, and quitting is not an option, my dear. It's not as if you had another choice.
Claire, we wouldn't even be in this situation if it weren't for those do-gooders over there. We have a great show, but they keep wanting to sing about Jesus and wise men. But what about Christmas trees, jingle bells, and ho-ho-hos?
Well, the best way to find out is straight from the horse's mouth. Now, where is that nice young man who seems to be in charge? You know, the one you've been eyeing all week. Oh, young man!
Good evening, ladies, and Merry Christmas.
As if I need to say more.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Parker. But I was really hoping to visit with Mr. Kingsley. Would you be so kind in inviting to join our table, please?
Your wish is my command.
Thank you.
Well, my charm and good looks completely overwhelmed them. So, Claire asked me to invite you to join them. But be warned, I believe I heard the little princess say, "Off with their heads." But I think you'll be all right. You seem to have found favor in Her Majesty's eyes.
Well, thanks. Thou hast prepared us a table in the presence of mine enemies. Good evening, Miss Swartz. Rosalind.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Rosalind, I've been meaning to tell you, you have quite a beautiful voice.
Why, thank you. Only one man could have such taste.
Could there be anyone else?
Thank you, darling.
Well, excuse me, ladies.
And I think it's time for me to powder my nose.
Oh, don't leave on my behalf.
Please excuse me.
You look ravishing tonight, my dear.
You're this dress for the week. I must look like a chorus girl.
Now, what would I be doing taking a chorus girl to Hollywood? Only a princess, my dear.
Hollywood?
Yes, I just received a telegram from Santa himself. In it, it says, Rosalind Kelly's been a very good girl this year. Stop. Stardom awaits wrapped in big red bows. Stop. To be delivered by famous Hollywood producer Jules Valentino. Stop.
Oh, Jules, is this really happening? It's what I've been waiting for. I can't believe you're making all my dreams come true. Thank you, Santa.
Yes, dear.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Morton would like to see you in his office. He said it's very important. Please.
Maybe we could talk later in my room.
Let's meet in the gazebo instead.
Sure, my dear. Till later.
Are you all right? You look a little flushed.
Yes. Yes, I feel wonderful. Claire, you'll never believe what I just found out. Jules is taking me to Hollywood and I'm going to be a star. I'll be famous like Annabelle Adair. Oh, Claire, my dreams are coming true. They're all coming true. Can you imagine us in Hollywood? It'll be wonderful. We'll be shopping in the Westwood Village and eating at the Brown Derby. I'll sign autographs and walk down the red carpet to cheers of my adoring fans.
What do you mean by us?
Don't be silly. Me and you and Jules, of course.
Rosalind, I'm not going to Hollywood.
What do you mean you're not going? I thought that was our dream, for me to be a star.
That was your dream, not mine, dear. Hollywood was never in my plans.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Claire, you know the problems I have. If it weren't for you, I would never have gotten this far. After all we've been through, you're like a mother to me and the only true friend I've ever had. So you just have to come with me.
Rosalind, you know I love you, and I want the very best that life
If you
can
wanted
offer.
the very best for me, then you'd come with me.
Now, the road that you're taking...
I don't care.
There'll be a price.
I'm willing to pay anything, but I can't do this alone, so you're going to go with me.
Rosalind, it's not what you think it's going to be, and I'm not the key to your success. I've tried
I don't want to hear any more
you
of
need
this.
To listen to me. I know you think at the end of your dream you'll find love from your adoring fans. It's going to fill the hole that you have inside, but it won't. I fully understand your need, and I wish I could fill it, but I just can't go.
Can't or won't. You're just like everyone else in my life after all.
Rosalind, that's not true. It's not.
May I have your attention, please? I first want to acknowledge those of you who expressed concerns and gave suggestions. In my hands, I am holding a wonderful musical which will accentuate all of your abilities. Mr. Van Zicklen has graciously agreed to direct the music, and Mr. Valentino has consented to choreograph. And since you are all accomplished musicians and performers, I know you'll give this the concentration it deserves. If you'll be so kind as to join me promptly at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll begin preparation. Andrew, I just wanted to let you know we've chosen you and Rosalind to do the key duet for this musical. It's some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard. It's apparent that you're a leader, people look up to you. So if you and Rosalind are prepared with this by tomorrow morning, it'll go a long way in bringing these two groups together. Can I count on you to make this happen?
Certainly.
Great. Here's the music. See you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
What was that all about?
Another responsibility. I need to go find Rosalind. Excuse me, are you all right?
I've been better.
Well, can I do something for you?
Say a little prayer for me.
Huh. That's the best assignment I've had all day.
Thank you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to know where Rosalind is, do you? I need to give her this music.
May I see that?
Sure.
Oh my, this is interesting.
Is there a problem?
No. No.
Well, do you know where she was headed?
I'm sorry. I don't know where she's headed, but I hope you find her. For it's too late.
I never thought she'd be so ungrateful. I'm giving her the chance of a lifetime. It's not every day you're invited to come along for the ride. Why does this always happen to me? For the first time in a long time, I allowed myself to trust in someone. To believe in someone. And for what? To be discarded like some old hat? I think I would have done that. I vowed it would never happen again. But it has. If I have to go through this alone, so be it. I don't need you, Claire! I'll find someone else as famous as I'm gonna be. There'll be plenty of people who will jump at this opportunity. You'll probably just get in my way. I'll do this myself. All by myself. I'm going to be alone again. I hate being alone. Why can't I just find someone?
There you are. I've been searching all over for you. Rosalind, are you okay?
This isn't what I was looking for. Just go away and leave me alone.
Excuse me, Miss Kelly. There's a pressing matter that requires our immediate attention.
What are you talking about? If the hotel's not on fire, then whatever it is can wait.
Well, Philip just announced that we're going to be doing an entirely different show for Christmas Eve.
What? I give up.
sorry I've upset you. I know things between us, our two groups, hasn't gone too well, but I'm willing to forgive and forget and start off on a new foot.
How?
Well, let's start from the beginning. My name is Andrew Kingsley.
You don't understand.
And you are?
Don't be silly.
And you are?
Okay then. Rosalind Kelly.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Kelly.
Mr. Kingsley.
No, you can call me Andrew. It's a lovely evening, isn't it?
It's a bit cold.
A warm jacket sure takes the edge off the chill of the night, huh?
Pardon me for being so rude earlier. I never thanked you.
You're welcome. Have you ever seen the stars so bright?
The lights in the city were always much brighter than the stars.
I've been to the city a few times, mostly for business. It seems so busy and impersonal.
Ah, but the lights and entertainment! So many things to do and see.
Well, I don't get to the city much to see the lights when I go.
Oh. Well, what do you do?
I'm a bookkeeper.
Figures. How exciting.
Exciting. Why does everything have to be so exciting? There's a lot to be said about hard work and keeping up with responsibilities. Besides, I enjoy it.
Spoken like a true bookkeeper. Well, Mr. Kingsley, if you work really hard and save your pennies, then perhaps someday you can afford to see me as I open at the Barrymore.
No. You misunderstand. I've had access to the box seats and more. But I gave all that up.
You gave all of that up? Why?
For something more important. Now other things demand my time and money.
But there's a depression and it's every man for himself.
Rosalind, do you really see it that way?
It's been that way all my life. I've never had much money, and I learned early on that you have to fight for everything or you end up with nothing.
Fight for everything? You? You have a successful career. You're the lead vocalist for the Valentino Players. Well, your family and friends must be proud of you.
I'm not very close to my family. I really don't have much to do with them, and the only true friend I had just... Sorry, I just can't talk about this right now.
So, what brings you here this evening?
I just needed to be alone. What brings you here this evening?
Oh, I almost forgot. I came to inform Miss Rosalind Kelly, that's you, that Mr. Philip Morton III, the owner of this establishment, has chosen the party of the first part, which is me, and the party of the second part, which of course is you, to perform the key duet in this year's Christmas Eve show.
Why us?
Why not us?
Well, look at us. I'm a professional.
Well, certainly. And as members of the ensemble who were hired to do this show, well, it's our duty to do as we're instructed. And if you're the professional you say you are, you'll do the same.
Who are you to even...
I'm an accomplished vocal as well. Although this music Philip chose isn't what I would normally sing, and I'd probably choose someone different to sing it with. Life demands sacrifices. And I, for one, am willing to fulfill my obligations for the sake of the team.
Why would you have reservations about singing with me? I sing in front of paying audiences every night, singing music people really want to hear, receiving rave reviews from top critics, and I'm paid well to do it.
Well, you're not my type.
Oh, yes. I'm not a small-town country girl with a hymn book tucked under my arm and a bow on top of my head and all draped in modesty. So have I described her?
Described who?
The future Mrs. Andrew Kingsley.
No, you misunderstand.
Oh, what did I miss? Does she wear her hair in a bun instead?
You know, buns, bows, it doesn't really matter. And not that it's any of your business, but I'm a busy man. I don't have time for frivolous things like love and romance.
Oh my. Love must have really hurt you deeply.
Love? Hurt me? On the contrary. I've never been in love. That's a fact that I'm quite sure of. I'm not your weak and simple-minded blubbering fool who freezes when he meets a gal and can't help but drool. No, I've never shared my name with some frivolous, half-smart dame. I've got the kind of life for me, it fits like a glove. And all the things I want to see, I've got plenty of. And daily I am thanking all my stars up above that I've never been in love.
If that's true, I pity you.
Oh, you better believe it. I've never lost my pride, staring into some big doe eye. See, eyes will do a tricky thing, they'll make you believe. And when your heart jumps overboard, they'll turn and deceive. No, I'd rather stay the course, with no heartache and no remorse. I've got the perfect life for me, it fits like a glove. And all the things I want to see, I've got plenty of. And daily I am thanking all my stars up above that I've never been in love.
But love is like music that goes on and on and never ends. And love can bring two worlds together.
Till she says, let's just be friends.
You say you've never been in love. Well, just what are you afraid of? Oh, what about the pretty girls that sing in the choir? I've seen the way they look at you and how they admire. Yes, I know a woman's charms when she wants to be held in your arms. You think that you are proper with your bookkeeper ways, but your heart is saying something else I see in your gaze. And if you think that you can escape love, then you're crazy, 'cause you are gonna fall in love.
Got the perfect life for me, it fits like a glove.
And all the things I want, you see, I've got plenty of. And daily I am thanking all my stars above. Then maybe I'll fall in love.
It's getting kind of late here. Philip wants us to have this music done by in the morning.
What? I can't be ready for that by tomorrow morning. Who committed to such an absurd request?
I did. Philip thought that you and I could demonstrate the spirit of cooperation that the entire ensemble needs to make this show a success.
I can't believe this is happening.
Look, let's just go over this first song here, okay?
No, it's too cold.
Come on, let's just try.
I'd really rather not.
Why not?
I just would rather not.
Rosalind, are you trying to be difficult?
No.
Well, then why not?
Well,
You what? I got that part.
I can't read music.
Well, come on, let's get under the light so we can see better.
No. I don't know how to read music.
What? I don't believe that. How do you know what notes to sing?
Claire.
Excuse me?
Claire.
Claire?
Claire teaches me every song I sing. There, now you know. Go tell your buddy Bennett, and then everyone will know by morning. Rosalind Kelly will never be a star. She can't even read her own music. Make me the laughing stock of the company.
I don't understand why you're getting so upset. It doesn't really matter.
It matters to me. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
My parents couldn't afford to send me to the best schools for my training. But I'm gonna make it without you or anyone else.
Rosalind, come back. Rosalind. A part of me was missing until I met you. Now I have this feeling like I'm coming unglued. Oh God, I need your help, 'cause I don't know what to do.